Greetings, mortals. I am Nathan, the ruler of the underworld, and today we will be finally reacting to the new, well, technically still the newest chapter of Four Knights of the Apocalypse, chapter 124, titled Realm of Monsters. Mostly because the English translation for chapter 125 haven't come out yet. So, for a couple of days, but it does not matter because right now let's focus on this chapter that came out. Which I actually feel like this, which I'm not exactly certain uh, if this was the correct title, but I do believe a couple of weeks back there was a title that the spoilers for the title for the next chapters did have Realm of Masters or some kind of or Banquet of Masters or something like that. So I am and during that time, it was I think we thought it was gonna be like a Nazians versus Nanashi versus Lancelot, but it seems like there might have been a bit of a change with the structure, pacing, or something like that. Because it seems like this is the chapter we are going to get a Nanashi versus Lancelot, since we see Nanashi and Arthur and Kath there. Which, again, this is like one of those panels where this is like, I think the first true panel when you have to wonder if you're gonna be like, how much are you going to understand as a Four Knights only reader? Like, someone who hasn't read Samurai Sins, are you gonna know, like, what's going on here? Like, Nanashi, this very kind hearted looking Arthur with Kath, are you gonna know them? I imagine it'll probably be like fairies. Like, I can just already see there's gonna be like, first, oh, what is this weird pet? So we know Arthur and Nanashi, but what is this pet? This cat? Like, I'm kind of wondering if this is gonna be what other people are gonna be thinking on who are Four Knights readers first. Oh, to be fair, Sunlight Sins and Four Knights are not that far off. So you might probably what after reading the first couple of chapters. Maybe that's the idea. Like maybe the idea is like read the first few let's say season one amount of Four Knights. You if you like it, you probably read Seven License or watch Seven License throughout. Read instead of watch because it's better when you read it, even if the final act did fall off. But yeah, I do have the one on that front. But anyways, with that said, let's finally get into this chapter as we start the first page with Lancelot kind of jumping, and I'm already getting the vibe this is going to be one of those mostly as a cool badass fight look, not much more from it. And here's then we got the next battle, and Nashi is getting his samurai stance ready. He's a goddess, yet for some reason he's also a samurai. Then he uses, we have the uh, it is like a popular thing in mangakas. Like they really want to go over the top Japanese with certain characters, so they must really like put the kanji and everything around it. Like I'm not complaining about like if they want to. It's just that it's kind of like weird how over the top sometimes they go with some of this stuff. So, anyways, we have a bunch of kanjis up here, as the we have and not using his technique. Sword draw, heartless waterfall. Is he using nicknames names he named his attacks from One Punch Man or something as he unsheaths his blade. As they have Lancho just kind of dodging it, like he's in the same stance, but then he kind of like does a side jump, but it's so fast that you can't even process it. Then as that we get a after effect of the slice, Lancer then goes for a punch. Nanashi just blocks it like this, where and then he like goes underneath Lancelot's arms, like this, as if he throws him on, tries to throw him on his back. Which, funny enough, Lancelot seems to actually be surprised by this. I guess Lancelot is so. I guess there might be like a running gag with Lancelot, that fact that he's so used to being so overwhelmingly more powerful than everyone else that whenever, even in a non-full power state, he's surprised that people are actually like, are not having that hard of a time, or at least are about the same level of effort, like giving upper advantages on him, like getting around his arms and throwing him on his back. But Lancelot, being Lancelot, he is able to get his put his is able to prevent himself from falling on his back, by having his fingers on the on his legs hitting the floor first, and then to prevent it, then jumping back to like give a bit of a bunch of kicks at Nanashi, who is able to block with his arms. As Lancelot then grabs Nanashi's katana and pulls it out of his sheath. As Nanashi says, "Oh, you took my katana out." As then we have Lancelot with his katana like engulfing it in his magic. As Lancelot tells him, "Try to dodge it if you can." As then he swords it towards him. As Lancelot uses Shining Road. As then Nanashi is seeing it, as then Nanashi sees the attack and is like, no dodging that. Not if, and if not, as then we have Nanashi doing like, I think some kind of stance which is supposed to like increase his defense or something. Or maybe he's just getting ready or setting himself up as he stands firmly. As Lancelot, Nanashi is like, I must wither it. And then Lancelot's like, okay, for real, wait, for real? Whoa, for real? You're just gonna try to take it? I guess he knows that he can't dodge it. But I'm guessing this kind of makes me think that Shining Grove has some kind of homing system. Like, it's not like, people are underestimating the speed and the speed or the distance it can travel. I think this might be a hint that it's actually like a homing thing, because I don't think anyone has actually tried to like overly like convolutedly like dodge it. Like I don't think Demon Tristan, Fiddich, or anyone was like boom, 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 all over the place to try to dodge it. I think it was most like just running away in a straight road. But regardless, we get a giant shining road blast as this it hits Nashi base like as he's starting to bleed from it. As then we have Lancelot be like, it landed too. No, not she's saying to Lancelot, it landed too close to him, but as we see, Lancelot also getting hit, and he doesn't seem to be damaged or anything by it, but he seemed to be getting blinded from it, so he's trying to cover his eyes. I guess maybe I guess Lancelot's attack is also a hindrance to himself, depending on how close they are. And then Nanashi going up front, grabbing Lancelot's arm, and then pulling the sword out. As he then swings his blade down, as he sends a few more slices, but Lancelot is casually able to dodge it. As then he just jumps a bit away from the field. As then he looks at Nanashi, as Lanashi's hair is blowing in the wind, but Lanashi is completely healed because he's a Goddess Clan member, so he can, heal his injuries. So yeah, this kind of confirms that this exchange kind of confirms that Nanashi is able to defeat all the Lancelot, or is able to defeat Percival, Gawain, and Tristan, because again, like, I mean, okay, full power Gawain is kind of an iffy thing. Like, some people say because she's arrogant, she was bolstering herself up because of her strength, or she said she could defeat the full power demon mark Tristan, but it's a vague thing. It's difficult to tell. Tristan was not able to withstand the shining road, so it's very easy. It was like kind of knocked him out completely, or take him out completely of the battle. So yeah, Nanashi was able to withstand that, and also move when the blast was still active, and took his katana back, as well as like send back attacks and heal himself. So clearly, Nashi would have been able to defeat the small Gawain in the beginning of the arc. So I guess that kind of makes it less embarrassing, the fact that she got knocked out like that, because apparently Nashi is that level powerful. It does kind of make me wonder if they do end up going to Camelot this arc, if they are going to have like a thing where Lancelot's gotta try to have everyone waste their time, distract the Chaos Knights, and he just is going to straight line for Arthur or something like that. Because again, like, this is kind of little like, this gap seems to be getting wider and wider between the more and more we see Lancelot's power, the more and more it seems like the gap is bigger between him and the rest of the four knights. So yeah, it kind of makes me wonder how they're gonna be able to like have all the four knights kind of going like, I'm assuming that, or at least going to like at the end of series be relevant to one another. So I do have to kind of wonder how they're gonna put everyone on the same on around Lancelot's tier. But anyways, we have Lancelot just kind of casually putting his hands in the pocket as he's like, from near death back to full health. The goddess clan sure is a handful. As we see the mountain behind him getting sliced by Nanashi's attacks. As Nanashi tells him, how many millennia since I've had this cold rush down my back? So I guess it's been a while since Nanashi actually fought someone that could, beat him. Or, I mean, to be fair, I don't think it's that since he actually went into a fight against anyone. So that's probably why, but basically, it's been a while since he has fought anyone on his level or higher. As then we have Naruto telling him, no name, why are you even bothering with this? So yeah, he's kind of mocking Nanashi by saying no name. And he's probably also curious because, he's not brainwashed like the demons were or forced to like Io was. So it's kind of a bit of a curious case. But yeah, anyways, everyone's saying to see for myself, as he uses a lower stance sleet of kindness. Alright, that's a weird attack. As if he's like, I guess slices through it, but it's like it's not like a straight line. It's more like a what uh like a water line or something. I think I'm like a certain like again. Some of these are like really weird, or maybe it's supposed to be multiple because it does seem like there are multiple slices at once going to were dodged by Lancelot. As Ezra tells him, you never took center stage before. No, not in the Holy War 16 years ago, nor the one 3,000 years ago. So, I guess Lancelot knows his backstory or something. I guess it's probably like some kind of like, that was, like, did the Samurai have any kind of like major interactions with Nanashi though? Well, regardless, they know general. Well, regardless, Lancelot knows a bit about Nanashi and I'm kind of curious, like, why are you fighting? No, I mean, this is 10 times more active than you've been against, like, in the previous two and something like that. As then Ashitao I went into hiding when I served my previous master. The gods pitted us against each other in a pointless battle, and I lost hope. So a bit of an explanation, alright, a bit of a mindset before that. As they have this arrow, Lancelot's arrows that he was getting ready shooting at Nashi, as Lancelot then says, is that what war is usually? More or less. Sometimes it's more desperation, sometimes it depends really on what the situation is, because, like, let's be, the war I believe the reason why the war happened between the Holy War was only because the Demon Clan and the Gods Clan did not like each other, if I'm understanding me correctly. But yeah, it depends usually on the reason, on the details. Like sometimes it's either by resource, or actually, the fact that land that Arthur needs land from other from for Camelot from other lands actually may be more of a reason to steal it than the Holy War itself has. I mean, granted, you have to question there's like a specific reason, especially since he seems to be aiming at like race like mountain ranges. I mean, maybe he's also going for villages, but I don't think it was straight up said or shown or anything like that. Although he does seem to be like trying to deceive people into follow him, so who knows? But regardless, now she's able to like just send the arrows everywhere else by using his katana. As Lancer tells him, "Your current boss is pursuing just as pointless as a war." Again, the fact that he uses the land to rebuild Camelot for his people and all that is actually more of a reason than the Demon King and the Supreme Deity had. Since again, I'm pretty sure that was just they didn't like each other. But that's besides the point. As Atra then tells Ashi, so why are you inviting yourself in despite that? Well, despite the fact that he was his famous master as well. But again, like it's one of those I guess maybe it's like he has nothing else to lose at this point, or maybe he just wants to participate. Since again, like if he didn't participate in both of the Holy Wars, then like maybe that's not he feels like he should or something. So yeah, there I'm not saying sights stands winter wind of truth. I think he slices, and then we had like one of those like super long slices, like whoosh, and that I think hit yeah, they hit Lancelot as Lancelot tells him, "I told you to see for myself." As there we have Lancelot, this the attack disappearing as we see Lancelot's bow getting destroyed. Alright, Lancelot, you had to use bow for too long time to give you a sword or a katana in this case because for some reason Japanese people must really fit stuff as much whenever they can. They must stuff as much Japanese as they can, in it without any kind of refusal or maybe keeping some more cool, unique aspects to it. Makes me kind of wonder how many characters you could probably almost make a top 30 list in all anime where it's just a character who's overpowered but uses a katana or something like that. But we'll get into that in the spoiler section. As we have Lancelot telling him, "Great, I rather like this, As then we have Lancelot stepping down. As there we have the final panels of the chapter. As we have Lancelot telling Lenashi, "I don't know what you're looking to see, but if you wanted that bad, I'll fight for real, yeah?" As we have Lenashi eyes widening. I'm not sure if that says sensing or if that says what Lancelot just says. As Lancelot, no, I guess just. I guess he just not unleashes his full power, or well, not attack wise, just like releases his full power in terms of mana. That is just sent all over, and Lenashi actually seems to be like physically reacting to it, not making Lancelot look even more OP than he already was. As we end the chapter off, so yeah, like I thought, this was gonna be like one of those like very like choreography fighting chapters. Like if you like those things, it's gonna be nice, but there's not gonna be anything special. Like, it was a very cool chapter, and I do like the idea that there might be like a running gag with Lancelot being shocked that even him holding back, there are gonna be people on his level, or people that can not be like insane in a disadvantage. But we'll have to wait and see on that side. So yeah, that's the end of the chapter. Unfortunately, the spoilers for the next chapter have already come out. And all I'm gonna say is the next chapter there's a conclusion to this fight, and Lancelot gets Lenashi's katana because, well, let's be honest, so the katana remained even though Lancelot used his Shining Road, despite the fact that that's a kind of whole deal with Lancelot. He cannot use any magic items because they get destroyed as soon as he uses too much of his power. So yeah, that's the end of the fight there. So that's it. I hope you like this chapter reaction. I hope you leave your thoughts on this chapter in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.